Good morning, traders. Welcome to StockCast, the greatest YouTube pre-market show in the world. My name is Todd Derby, along with my co-host, James Mason. Good morning, James. How you doing?
Todd, good morning. I'm doing well. How are you?
Good, good. What's cooking in the market today?
I thought you was going to say, what's cooking, good looking?
I almost said that because I used to have an admin that worked for me. She used to say it to me every single day I'd walk in the office.
Oh, man, that definitely cannot take place in this day and age.
You're right.
Like, people would, can you imagine this day and age walking in and like being opposite? You say to your secretary, what's cooking, good looking? Good right. Lord. Man.
Well, lucky for me, she was a family friend and she was good friends with my wife and my kids, etc. So it was one of those things where, but you're right. Today you couldn't hire someone and even compliment on their nice shirt. So
nice shirt, Todd.
Oh, thanks, James. I really appreciate that.
If you have anything negative to say about that, talk to the company attorney. All right, let's go ahead and get into it. So, actually, let's start off with just talking in general about about predictive oncology. So yesterday, we know that they gave a PR. Hold on, excuse me. This is not
cracking a beer already. I love it.
It's not a beer. So we obviously know yesterday that they dropped that PR talking about them relaunching their website. Now, it surprises me that a lot of people were surprised that they had a website. And I'm like, how you guys heavily invested into this and you didn't know they had a website? Like actually every company has a website on the stock market. That just surprises me for one.
Find a company that doesn't have a website.
You can't sustain yourself as a company if you don't have a website.
Right.
So that surprises me that people were surprised that they had a website. A lot of people I've seen, just in general, talking about, across multiple Facebook groups, like saying like, I didn't even know they had a website. I'm like, y'all do know this is 2021, right? I mean, having a website is the least amount of effort that you can put into having a company.
I bet you the NASDAQ application actually has a place where you have to put the website. And if you don't have a website, you would not get on the NASDAQ.
It'd have to, because for our data, we have to have a website. Right. So, okay. Anyways, I'm just going to move on from that one. I can't wrap my mind around that. But
stop talking about, you know who.
I'm not even sure who that is, but okay. So, yeah, they revamped their website to honestly how it should have always been. It looks good now. All the information is accessible. I mean, it's organized. It's clean. I like it.
Yep.
And I think a lot of people like it. It also, it's going to help with honestly getting more eyes on it. People taking them serious. I'm willing to bet that pharmaceutical companies or whoever they're talking to probably came down on them about that and said, "Hey, you need to get this shit together. If we're gonna roll together, you need to get your shit together." I'm willing to bet something like that was said.
So I have a buddy of mine who's in POAI, and I saw him last night at my daughter's volleyball game, and he mentioned me. He goes, nice to see they've upgraded to a professional website. He used the word professional, and and he's in the medical sales fields, and I think that's a really good word. It's like they're just professionalized. They're moving to another level here and getting ready for their big announcement, which is going to come next. I can't tell you. And I don't know.
Man, everybody's going to be blowing you up. Hey, Todd, I won't tell nobody. Just tell me.
just between you and I.
Yeah. The next thing you know, you see it across all message boards and everything. Hey, I've done that. I've seen that happen to myself. Like, I tell somebody, and next thing you know, I see people talking about it somewhere else. I'm like, ooh. But anyways, it's coming to a surprise that Mark Collins is no longer with Predictive Oncology. Now, a lot of you may not even know who Mark Collins is, and that's honestly, it's no big deal. It doesn't mean that you haven't done your due diligence or anything like that. But Mark Collins was a lead tech within the company, and a lot of people are freaking out over it. Now, I don't know what's going on. I personally just kind of think that maybe Mark Collins had a little pressure put on him, and then he just chose to have a shift in his career and go elsewhere. So he's a vice president now for another company. Apparently, he's still a consultant for Predictive Oncology. I don't know, but apparently he still is. But let's be honest here, guys. Everybody put pressure on Predictive Oncology to create results, to make changes. In the business world, when pressure is put on business executives to make changes, they start coming down on the people who can make those changes. And when those changes and those milestones are not met, changes are made. And that is removing people. Now, I don't know if he was forcefully removed. Like, again, like I don't know the details, and really none of us should know those details about what's going on personally right there. But I mean, I just have to kind of speculate that, again, everybody put pressure on the company to do something, and things are being done. When lead people that have been with the company for years are now, they're not with them anymore, it's because usually they were not meeting milestones. That's business. So if anybody's like concerned over that, in my opinion, I don't think that's a big deal at all.
We say quite often there's no coincidences in the marketplace, and I would say the same thing in business, that this is no coincidence, and we don't know the details. And in James's words, I think the the key word to focus on is speculation or speculate. That we're just speculating, but I suspect that there's something that happens that makes it easier for them to move forward.
Yes. So as for that email that's floating around, supposedly from Bob. Now, I do question the authenticity of it, because it just, if there's anybody who has spoke to Bob the most, it's definitely me. And the words that were used in that email, that's just not how Bob talks. Now, some people have pointed out, like, it could have been possible that the way the questions were worded to him and how he had to respond back to it, maybe that's why some of those phrases were used. But still, it starts off weird with starting off in the very beginning of the email. Thank you. I've never seen Bob address anybody in the very beginning of an email. Thank you. And then please be bullish. That's just not how Bob talks. That's weird. So I don't know. It could be
possible that someone put together a fake email to give it a little bump, a little boost, a little pick me up because they got a heavy position.
Well, the email itself wasn't like pumping anything really. So it's just a weird looking email. I have a hard time believing it, but I'm just going to go and tell you where predictive oncology is at in this day and age with what they have going on. They're not going to tell anybody anything.
True.
Emailing them is not going to yield you any results. It's not going to give you any insight on time frames, what they have going on. They are walking a fine line. They have their I's dotted and their T's crossed, and they are playing it by the rules 100%. So, I mean, you're not going to find anything of significance by writing them. And I mean, they're just not going to slip up. I'm willing to bet that before they even respond, they have a compliance officer reviewing what they're going to say before they push it out.
Guarantee they do. 100%. They've got someone on staff or on retainer that's reviewing everything that leaves their desk right now.
Yeah. So other than that, I mean, that's pretty much all I have to say about predictive. I mean, they're still chugging along, doing what they're doing. And the unfortunate side in the bio world is it's slow. It's like molasses. It's slow. When things take place, and it's not like the tech industry where things are rapidly taking off and deals are being made and whatnot. In the bio world, there's so many checks, that have to be, checks in the boxes, like the boxes that have to be checked, that have to take place. So many attorneys have to be involved from all parties. I mean, it's a legal nightmare.
Well, there's another couple macro events that impact the bio world. One is that they didn't have an FDA director for almost 6 months.
Mm-hmm.
And we're in the middle of a pandemic where anything associated with COVID has moved to the top of the list.
Yes.
And so that's just puts everything else at a back burner. So, I mean, when you say slow, that's an understatement. And so the only question we want to know, James, one question.
What's that?
Are we bullish on POAI?
All right. So let's move on to something else. Let's see. All right, let's talk about ticker LMDX. So this is a pre-market mover, and this is one of the pre-market movers. Pretty sure they had some news about COVID. Yeah. So some antigen test they got approval for their COVID-19 antigen tests to be used in India. Now, look at this thing. Strong push up here, early pre-market hours, and then it's just fading. Had a little bump here. This is probably retail traders making this happen, and then it's fading. At the bell, we will probably see another little pump, and then it's going to probably fade the rest of the day into eternity. Be careful on this one if you're trying to chase it. Like, look at this on the daily chart here. This thing is going to get shorted like crazy today, guys. Watch out. I'm telling you, I can't give you financial advice, but I do have to say, don't go long here. I mean, this is a bearish delight. This thing, you could not have a better bearish setup on a daily chart when you see it die right here, whatever this weird curl up is, and then massive spike up. Pre-market, it's already fading because they're going to short this damn thing down, and I would not be surprised to see this thing come all the way back down to about the lower $9 range and probably just start forming some support right in here. So just watch out on this one. This is ticker LMDX.
All right.
Let's see what else we got. What we got in the comments. So good morning, everyone. Let's see. So Alex Rodriguez, your question is, do I think DIA will take a dip due to the Chinese defaults? Let's see. Let's take a look at DIA. As of right now, it's not looking like it, but I do need to dig into some of the Chinese defaults a little bit more. I saw an article last night that there was some other company coming in to basically, buy out some of these defaults. I saw some number. I think it's like $2.1 billion, if I'm not mistaken. But I didn't really look into it. But I do think that there are some companies trying to come in and basically there's companies who are going to default. They're trying to buy out departments from them that would actually be profitable. So again, I mean, I don't really have a solid answer for your question with this defaults. Besides, I mean, at the moment, it's not looking like it. So let's see what else we got going on in the comments. All right, let's take a look at SESN. So for ticker SESN, I kind of started looking at it the other day, but I really haven't had time to dig in to try to figure out when the FDA is going to meet up with them to give them a second chance for approval. If anybody knows that answer, I mean, feel free to drop it in the comment section. But I need to do some research on this. I do like how cheap this is right now. Now, I'm not going to join in it yet. Again, I would like to know at least when they're going to be up for that FDA review. Because I would like to jump in this. This thing does have a lot of potential, but this is a big but. This could be a long-term hold, like 6+ months. And one of the reasons why I don't want to jump into it right now is we're in the last quarter of the year. I don't want to jump into something right now knowing that it's going to probably be 6+ months to, recoup itself back up to this range or more. Again, 6+ months or more. I don't want to carry a large position, starting right now, and it's going to take that long into next year, really for tax reasons. I'd rather just wait until January and then start jumping in and then ride it out, and it'd be a solid trade for 2022. So this is one that I do have eyes on. And again, I need to first find out when the FDA is going to come back for that secondary review, because I do believe that they have great potential and we could close this gap, in my opinion, by next summer. Again, that's just my opinion. But at the same time, for me personally, it's too early to jump in.
I just looked on the FDA calendar and I don't see it even listed for a review.
Okay. All right. So Johnny, thank you for that tip. Just saw it pop up. Let's see. All right. So that's what I'm looking at for SESN. Again, so this ticker, how I'm going to approach it, let's say perfect scenario. We come into, let's just say it doesn't do anything until January. We get into January and then, I start making entries or whatever. Hold on a second. Sorry, I got distracted. I was looking at these trend lines. So let's see, January. So roughly right in here is where January would be. Now, this is just a trend line going off of another previous high. But let's just say, it starts going along this little trend line. It would create this little wedge right here and then probably spike up and run. But this company, they do have great potential. And again, it's one of the reasons why I would be willing to invest into them, but I don't want to do it now, since we're already in the fourth quarter. And it comes down to, tax reasons. I don't feel like dealing with tax stuff from, 2021 with the trade, bringing it into 2022, especially if I'm heavy into it. I'd rather just avoid that, even if I have to give up a better entry price. But that's just me personally. So let's see. What else we have going on?
We're about 4 minutes away from the opening bell.
Okay. So let's go ahead and wrap this up, guys. Yeah, let's go and wrap this up, and we'll just have to watch the rest of the market. Other than that, I don't really see any setups pre-market for any nice runners breaking out yet, but there are quite a few that are going to be breaking down. So trade safe, trade smart, and real quick, watch out for CEI, guys. People, I do have to just show this one really quick. People are going to get freaking destroyed in the CEI. If you guys were down here with this and then wrote it up and then held it again and it came back down and now you're getting this little movement up, you guys need to use those stop losses to take profits. I'm just saying. So anyways, all right, guys, trade safe, trade smart, and we will catch y'all in the next one.
See ya.